Night was young. We'll need someone to lean on.
You got a full house of prep. The Rocket fans packed into the arena. Here in Houston, Texas, it's Chicago and Houston. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Chicago right now, at the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Butler teams with Dunleavy on the perimeter, and it's Rose in at the 1. Rejected by Gasol. The shot by Butler, nobody around. That one a little long. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season seem to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
That's good. We're about 1 minute into the first. Rose gets to Gasol. And stolen by Lawson.
That's the only fucking thing I hate about this camera, man.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Here's Rose. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Lawson again throws. Pass to Harden. He dishes it to Howard. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Passes it to Butler. A good finish at the rack off the slick finish.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Down low. Monty Eunice misses the baby hook. The Bulls have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here is Lawson. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lawson.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here is Rose. Noah high post. And stolen by Howard. 2 on none. Noah back to stop this. And get this stuff.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
And the first one at the line is good. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
Here's Rose, following the score by Trevor Ariza. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. It's going to be on James Harden.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
And Jimmy Butler had the career highs across the board last season. Won the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Really picking up his production in his fourth season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Now here's Monty Eunice. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Dunleavy for three. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Lawson drives in, and it's Houston with another. The Bulls leading by 4, and the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. You know, Clark, the one thing you can say about Ty Lawson is his awareness around the floor. He's just ubiquitous, and his court vision is incredible.
Excellent peripheral vision. He averaged almost 10 assists a game last season. That's the best year of his career thus far.
And he's good on the second.
And for Ty Lawson, playmaking isn't a concern. He's got that. His shooting accuracy, though, seems to drop every year. In fact, the last 2 years have been the worst of his career.
And he nails the third.
Yeah, you know, going back to Lawson's declining shooting percentage, really no apparent reason for it. Last year he launched the fewest threes in his past 4 seasons, but he still couldn't find the rhythm, and it really hurt his team down the stretch.
And slam dunk by Butler.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And here are the Bulls now. 6-point lead. Outside Rose. Noah with a screen on Lawson. And Rose wide open. He shoots. Rose with another miss. Ariza passes to Monty Eunice. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Now here's Rose. And the call will be against Ty Lawson.
Yeah.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
There's Rose with the three.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Does not find the basket. His third miss. He's made just one so far. Chicago leading. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when the team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Brewer comes in for Monty Eunice. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
Back to Rose.
Yeah. You ain't have to do him like that, don't know.
Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, taking himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
That's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
It's stolen by Dunleavy. Good. 6 points for Rose. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
To the inside. Here's Gasol. Got it. Good job in the low post. Gasol's got his second basket. Rockets trail. Brewer is just to Harden. Ariza outside. And the officials whistle. Foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Derrick Rose. The Rockets shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here.
Only 71% from the line last season, and rest assured they're hoping to bring those numbers up this year.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled. Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Noah with the block. And Mirotic kicks to Dunleavy. Shoots from the corner. The shot no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. Harden with it. He's picked up by Brooks. Harden the pass to Brewer. Ariza. It's rebounded by Noah. A three ball. And Dunleavy is good for three. Dunleavy's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Bulls.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Screen by Howard. It's Harden with the drive. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Inside. And stolen by Mirotic. For the three. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Howard's got his third rebound tonight. Kicks it out to Ariza. Knocked away. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turns out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. The three-pointer no good. Butler from outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got 5 rebounds tonight. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Here's Brewer, and fouled hard that time. No, get to the line and shoot 2. For Houston, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4. And that one falls for Brewer.
And Corey Brewer, guys, out of Florida, remember won those 2 national championships, teaming up with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Terrific quickness, and that rangy frame makes him a disruptive defender. Great versatility as well on that end of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Capella's checked in, and Jones subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Clark, Corey Brewer was the 7th pick in the 2007 draft. He's never really reached that star caliber so many have predicted.
Yeah, you know, his offense has held him back a bit. He's a bit erratic at that end of the floor. Not a great shooter. Slashes effectively well. And he's most effective in transition.
Indeed. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. Marcus Thornton, who's checked in for Houston. And the Bulls making a change also. McDermott's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. .121 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Gibson.
What the? Come on, y'all. Get that rebound, man.
Right here. Fifth and 6 free throws of the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
And he can't hit the second.
And you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Rockets trail by 5. Here's Beverly. Knocks down the 10-footer. Beverly's got 5 points so far. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft, even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, you know, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean,
Taj ain't touched that.
Younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
Now Gibson, after Aaron Brooks' three-pointer didn't go. And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. G8, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
And the Rockets making a change here. Moniunas has checked in.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
That's good. Now it's a 7-point Bulls lead.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim. So good idea to take the three in transition.
What was that?
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
The Rockets shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. So he gets them both. To the middle. Here goes.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the road.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Harden. No good on that last second attempt there. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Bull. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
The Bulls leading by 7. Terrence Jones out there with Harden. And there's Terry. Then it's Patrick Beverly. And it's Moniunas in at the 5 down low. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Terry dishes to Moniunas. Kicks it out to Jones. And it's Terry off the drive. And he uses the glass on the way. Terry's got his first points in this one. The Bulls shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. Brooks misses.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Nice shot by Terry.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
In the corner, it's Noah. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. And the Bulls lead by 7.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, Rockets coach, did nothing.
Maybe that's why.
As a player, and you know that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Brooks kicks it to Noah. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Here's Harden. Made that one only his 4th of this game after firing 10 times from the floor.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right now. Paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Snell, the pass to Noah. 5 to shoot. So the whistle blows on the shot.
Oh, you did that.
Two free throws for the contact right there. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. He was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Houston. And Chicago also making a switch. Rose is checked in. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, 2 major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him. You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Rose kicks it to Noah. And stolen by Howard. And it's blocked. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. And here's Rose outside. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team. A true warrior, even in an off year.
Here's Howard.
Come on, Dwight Howard.
Well, I like his determination and his attitude and aggressiveness, but the defense wasn't going to back off that shot. They were tight on it.
Offensive rebound. Rockets trailed by 9. Terry outside. To the middle. It's tipped. And they're on the break. Rose dishes to McDermott. Back to Rose. Latre. Rose with another miss. For Houston, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Bulls leading by 7. Rose against Lawson. Snell kicks to McDermott. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And again, Chicago, no good. The 3 from Harden. And he gets the bucket. And now it's just a 4-point Bulls lead. Lawson against Rose. To the wing right side. McDermott, no one around him. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And guys, you know, we've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
And the second free throw, good. Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's very much more than services. Wants to get a ring, and he's doing his part to try to make that happen.
Houston making a switch here. Ariza's checked in. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for the Bulls. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from Ty Lawson.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Down low. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Chicago also making a switch. Pau Gasol is checked in for Mirotic. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him on the basketball in those crucial situations.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Here's Harden, and it's all evened up. Harden's got 17.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
Butler.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
Butler passes to Gasol. And Jones sends it back. And it's Harden slamming it down.
Talk about putting something extra on him. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets to space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game. And surprisingly, a firm throw down. It's a little bit out of character, Kevin.
It is, Greg. You're right. He's got plenty of size to attack the basket, but Clark rarely does.
Well, he certainly attacked it that time, Kevin. I mean, that's what they want to see more from him.
Howard drives in, and good on the basket. Book it. Howard's got 5 points so far.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Here's McDermott, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Houston's got fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Now here's Beverly. He's got 8. The 3. Some solid defense from Rose. Chicago's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. And Jones pulls it down.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And that one's good by Butler.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
The Bulls making a switch here. Dunleavy's checked in. Rose attacking Gasol. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
That's what we came to see. Aggressive, assertive basketball.
He just threw that one down with as much strength as he could muster.
Just flat out angry.
Butler up top, guarded by Harden. 5 on the clock. Stolen by Beverly. It's Harden with the drive. Jones dishes to Harden. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Jimmy Butler. Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game, scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race. And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And for Harden coming in second in the MVP race, he had a lot of first-place votes, and nobody knew if he or Curry would win the award. In most other seasons, he would have won the MVP.
For 3, Dunleavy. No good. That's miss number 2 against 3 makes from the field. Beverly with the ball. Butler covering. And Beverly gets to Ariza. Jones drives in.
That's not a foul, ref? Come on, man.
And for Harden last year, he could have easily have won the MVP, probably would have in other seasons. His big talking point for the award was how he carried the Rockets on his back. And he might have been the most valuable player to his team with the performances he had last year.
Dishes it to Jones. Takes it off the glass. Jones has got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his first foul. KJ McDaniels, he's checked in for Terrence Jones. 1:06 left to play in the first half. And Noah with the slam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was an email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Well, and guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement.
Right.
I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
Use that water that's not in that one thing.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective.
Rose gets to Gasol.
Wow.
You know, for the Rockets, a nice pairing with James Harden and Trevor Ariza. Ariza, a spot-up shooter and defender, while Harden arguably the premier offensive creator in the league. I mean, they really complement each other well.
And he sinks the second. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland.
Oh, my
and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Rose goes in. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
When you can make adjustments to the shot in mid-air and midstream and still knock it down, you know you're flowing.
The free throw drops for Rose. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of the game. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Harden missing again.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Bulls up 4. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Don't blame it on me.
Bounce shot on the cat right now. I don't think it's bounce. It is over now.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
What a performance from Harden here. He has 23 points, and he's put one three-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Tipping off the second half, here is Fred Hoiberg's 5. And small and power forward, it's Dunleavy and Gasol. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Harden, no good.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Rose gets to Gasol.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ballgame right now.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Over to the wing. Dunleavy for 3. And the rebound goes to the Rockets.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
It's Ariza on the wing. Gasol with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. With the jam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
That's a heads-up play there on offense. The pump fake cleared the way for the nice layup.
The Bulls leading by 11. Rose kicks to Butler. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yes, indeed.
Time called by Houston. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean, you rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Dwight out. He's checked in for Capella. Terrence Jones comes in for Trevor Ariza. Brewer is checked in for McDaniels. And it's Thornton in for James Harden.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
To the wing right side. Back to Rose. Butler kicks to Gasol. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Doesn't go, only his third miss in 9 tries. Stolen by Noah.
Really? Pay attention, y'all.
Inside. No good. And Houston the other way now.
And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long. The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside. Oh, Maestro, you're so good at making those lead passes. Like conducting an orchestra. Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Rose kicks to Butler.
Get shit out of here, Pau.
And a wide open look for Thornton. And they will call over the back on the play.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of it. My goodness. I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
When the fuck did he become a great like that?
So we will go to the line. 3-point play chance here. So we'll see Pau Gasol at the free throw line here. That's on Terrence Jones.
He is great.
Gasol doing all sorts of things. He has 17 points and 2 steals.
And we've all watched him just be an unstoppable force here tonight.
Well, nothing they've done on the defensive end has been able to slow him down. I mean, he's doing exactly what he wants to when he wants to do it.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Not really. Down 9.
There's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
Butler in the corner. But 3.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
The Bulls leading by 7. Rose attacking. Gasol on the high post. Working on Jones. Shot from 12. And finished off by Gasol.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession for the Rockets. Monteunas is checked in for Jones. Lisa comes in for Brewer. And it's James Harden in for Marcus Smart. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with the 111 first place votes, only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Terrence Jones is checked in for the Rockets. Patrick Beverly comes in for Ty Lawson. And Rose drops them both.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
And Beverly gets to Ariza. He shoots again, and Butler sends it back. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Howard against Noah. Howard, the pass to Harden. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's 46 in the game.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display. And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
That was some bullshit.
In this case, I think he got it right. The defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding positions. He wasn't set.
Bulls always seem to be tough on the road, and last season no different. They would end with 23 road wins on the year.
And that number was good enough for the 2nd most in the East. Unlike shooting, it's very hard for defenses to go cold, and that's why the Bulls have been so good on the road.
Howard in the post, working on Noah. Good work defensively by Gasol. Fast break, here comes Chicago. And Dunleavy gets it to go in.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Count that one. The Bulls lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Dwight Howard.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really...
Look at that jam! I mean, just beautiful.
Boy, he's just tangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger. Card right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Chicago?
Guys that play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
Chicago calls timeout. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. And the Rockets making a change here. Nick Daniels checked in. The Bulls also changing it up. Mirotic is checked in for Gasol. Heinrich comes in for Jimmy Butler, and it's Brooks in for Rose. Chicago calls timeout.
And, you know, for Houston's wins at home, a lot of it had to do with their three-point shooting. I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home, but kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
And the first one drops.
And guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that. And guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. You know, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. Just 5 threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
Timeout call for Rockets. And Beverly plucked out the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets. He's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
Gibson's checked in for Noah. And it's Portis in for Dunleavy. Rockets trail by 10. Ariza, a screen on Heinrich. Pass to Ariza. Beverly wide open. From outside off the mark. Chicago has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here's McDaniels. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gibson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And it's sent back by Howard. They recover it. Here's Portis. Wow, way off on that one.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over.
Feeds it to Harden. Here's McDaniels. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. It's deflected. Portis, the best to Mirotic. Sinks the three-pointer. Mirotic has got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, such a sweet 3-point stroke there. And it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing big to have to step out on the floor. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Here's McDaniels, guarded by Heinrich. McDaniels kicks to Harden. 6 to shoot. McDaniels passes to Howard. Lets it go from 14. The shot by McDaniels, no good. Mirotic dishes to Heinrich. Here's Portis. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. And the Bulls lead by 15.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. That's going to send Dwight Howard to the line. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic. Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant, Clark, as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
And you remember back Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
Ty Lawson, who's checked in for Patrick Beverly.
And Howard missing a lot of time last season with various knee issues. He's taken his training and conditioning regimen to a new level, it looks like, to kind of preserve his body for the long haul.
Lawson from outside. Here's Portis. Ariza covering.
Keep giving these niggas these bitch ass fouls.
Yeah, he's.
You can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
He's off on the first. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. A good look from Harden. And that's not going to go. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Bulls lead by 13.
That's what you said.
We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. We've got Patrick Beverly. Brewer is out there with Jones. And there's Terry. And it's Capella in at the 5. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Terry kicks to Capella. And there's the foul. Goes on Taj Gibson. That is his first foul.
That's my fault, too.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Tony Snell's checked in for Mirotic. Here's Capella, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Houston. McDermott's checked in for Chicago. Rockets trailed by 11. Lawson outside. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
And that's got to happen if they want to have a chance to turn this thing around. I mean, he needs to just take the game over. I mean, it seems like he's been hesitant to pull the trigger.
And that one misses. Derrick Rose is checked in for Brooks. He hits the second from the line.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West, because they do D up.
Lawson the pass to Brewer. Here's the screen. So he gets the whistle. On the way up, and 2 shots coming up. Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
And the Rockets making a change here. Beverly's checked in. And a change for the Bulls. Noah's checked in. Rose dishes to Gibson. 3-pointers. Snell. And the Bulls with another miss. It's tipped. Jones kicks to Terry. To the middle. Here's Brewer. Comes up empty down low.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a
Wow.
pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Here's Gibson. Botches the slam dunk finish. Kicks to Terry. In the corner, it's Brewer. The rebound by Noah. Noah's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. McDermott with it, and Terry picks him up defensively. Here's Rose, and another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark. And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Chicago making some changes. Saul comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Tony Snell. Here's Beverly. Screen by Jones. And it's Terry off the drive. He feeds it to Capella. Here's Brewer. And right on target. Good. Brewer's got 4 points in the quarter. Rose kicks to McDermott. Outside Butler. The feed out to Rose. On the wing, Terry. Defended by Butler. Terry, the pass to Jones. To the paint. Here's Capella. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Taj Gibson picks one up.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
No good on the second free throw. And if carrying the team during the regular season wore Harden down, Greg, you're talking about, it didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot. You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Rose. And rejection by McDaniel. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Now Butler. Stolen by Beverly. And now here comes Terry leading the break.
He has got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And Butler, here we go. Fires it up. And again, no good by Chicago.
And with Tibbs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
Chicago leading by 3. Outside Rose. Butler in the corner. Dish out to McDermott. 5 to shoot. And it's Rose. This time the assist by McDermott. And it's now 22 points for Rose.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful...
And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. And that'll be his third foul so far. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Rose dishes to Gasol. It's rebounded by Houston. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum.
Dwight, you gotta beat that shit.
That's exactly what that play looks to be. You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Here's Moniunas.
Why is he even in the fucking game?
That's a 2 from Butler. Ty Lawson grabs the board.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Baseline J on the way. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Bulls leading by 5. Here's Butler. And it's sent back by Howard. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. Houston making some changes. Corey Brewer's checked in for Moniunas. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Ty Lawson. Joakim Noah's checked in for Chicago.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first. Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect him to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes him change plans. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous.
Bulls shooting well, 50% from the floor. And here's Rose. Gibson the screen. Butler goes in. Can't hit from 12.
Tell you what, as well as he shot in the last quarter, Kevin, it's a total flip here in this one. He just can't get anything to go in the basket.
Beverly with the ball. Back to Ariza. He kicks it to Howard. Houston needs to get a shot off. That time on the way up, that'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates.
Wow, he would miss that one.
The Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the 3. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him.
You know, you talk about Trevor Ariza last season. I mean, his field goal percentage dipped to 40. Mostly because he only took threes, or so it appeared. It's hard to be efficient if you're only shooting threes.
Harden's shot is good. And now
What? Nigga ran me over.
The hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Boy, they're hounding.
Stir the pot, nigga. Stir it up.
They forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And guys, when you think about Trevor Ariza, he was signed by Houston last year to play defense. And did he deliver on that end? He was usually matched up against the opponent's best wing scorer, and he had the highest steals average of his career, almost 2 a game. Add to that, he is a knockdown shooter from beyond the arc.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Kevin McHale address his team. He told them, this is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it. Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
And Beverly kicks to Howard. Score of the basket, his 8 for 13 from the floor. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right.
Oh, I like that.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting them get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still.
Fuck, they made him do that for them.
Two is all.
Outside Rose. There's the three. Noah kicks to Rose. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow. Clark, neither team with a big advantage here in the fourth quarter.
5 times we've had the lead switch so far. I mean, back and forth we go.
And Clark, that could rise again before we're through.
And that one's good. Beverly.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
This is when the defenders really have to protect the basket. You need to be in sync as a unit defensively.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Harden the pass to Howard. And he says, big answer with a big dunk of his own.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
Called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late. Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics, because this game is still yet to be determined.
Rose goes in. Double team on Rose. Snell, vicious to Rose. Gasol kicks to Butler. Rose passes to Gasol. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
Harden gets to Ariza. The rim-rattling two-handed.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that second.
Somebody set a fire under Pau Gasol.
Oh, yeah, I did. I talked my shit to him.
Houston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
Well defended.
Man, get the
and
fuck
he's
out of here.
someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Snell dishes to Noah. And by Beverly. And it's Houston on the break. Harden, no good. .32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Well, their pass to Noah. Here's Rose. Used the shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. Harden outside. Ariza sets a screen for Harden.
This nigga missed it. Oh, some bitch shit.
And
That was some bitch shit.
Chicago in a tight game. This win is such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate. And
Good to me. I think we're playing on the road. Gotta make it happen. You gotta make that happen. Y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do over there, man. Y'all do what they gotta do. My biggest lead, 15 there, 3 when they just recently took that lead. I couldn't have them niggas get no type of real confidence. I ain't talking about you, I'm talking to the players. I couldn't have them niggas get none. Bro, they ain't play good. Still at 24 and 13. Jimmy in the real form. Any from you.